Alrighty, everybody. What is going on, everyone? What is up? Welcome. It is Wednesday. It is May 29th, 2019. And it is my last in a marathon of 6 straight days of streaming. Tomorrow is my day off for the week, where I actually get to spend some time with my wife for a change. And what a day today is. We had a lot of stuff going on in the realm of gaming today. Notably, the Death Stranding stuff that was released this morning, which I'll talk about on this pre-stream. We've got Call of Duty announcement coming out tomorrow. We've got the announcement that Square Enix is indeed making a Marvel Avengers game, and they're going to have information about it at E3 this year. So some good stuff, gaming-wise, that came out this morning, and that's always a good thing. This is the time of year when lots of gaming news gets released and we get all hyped for new releases, and that's exactly what's happening right now. Okay? Very nice. In addition to that, of course, we're going to be doing a full day of gameplay streaming today, including the continuation of A Plague Tale: Innocence, which I played yesterday and I thought was quite a fun and interesting game, despite the gameplay not being so amazing. The story is really good, and the atmosphere is very creepy and morbid, and I'm looking forward to more. And later tonight, we're going to be doing more Phoenix Wright Trials and Tribulations, which the story is picking up. It's pretty interesting, and I'm looking forward to more there as well. So we got a good time today on stream all day long. All right. So, very nice. Yes. So how you guys doing today? Hopefully you're all having a good day. You're looking forward to a full day of fun streaming here with me. So I guess let's get caught up, right? So, A Plague Tale: Innocence. After 4 hours, really liking it. I think that the game is entertaining for not being the best game ever. I mean, let's face it, the gameplay of the game is incredibly basic. A puzzle here, some sneaking there, throw the slingshot a couple times. It's not rocket science. It's certainly not anything that's like riveting. But the story itself is quite, how can I say? It's hooked me. Not only do we got this story about this crazy-ass plague of rats that's destroying all of France, then we've got a story of this Inquisition, right, that's basically running rampant, killing people left and right in France, and they're after Hugo, you know, this kid who apparently has this lineage of tainted blood, and apparently has some evil blood in him. We don't know what the hell that means. And we don't know how that's going to plan out in the game. Does that mean that he's sick? Does that mean that he's possessed? Like, what does this mean? It's some kind of a weird mystery, supernatural thriller element that's really adding to the plot of the game, in my opinion. So, I guess we're going to see. Continuing on today, another 4 hours, how this is going to go. All right? Hopefully it stays at least as good as it's been. As long as the story stays at the level it's been, I think it's going to be a really fun ride today. Tonight, we're going to have 2 more hours, all right? 2 more hours of Phoenix Wright Trials and Tribulations, okay? And it should be fun. It should be interesting. We just did a big investigation where we found a bunch more evidence, and we're in the courtroom. We're going to try to prove what actually happened and go from there. FYI, I am going to be playing Phoenix Wright a lot more, basically at least twice a week moving forward, to try to advance in the game, because it's taking absolutely forever to get through it, and I need to finish this up, sooner rather than later, hopefully by, say, the end of June or sometime in July, so we can start up with other games such as Final Fantasy IX and the like, okay? Oh my god, excuse me. Okay, tomorrow I'm off, as I said. Tomorrow's my one day off of the week where I get to spend time with my wife, so no streaming tomorrow, but this will be ample opportunity for all of you to get caught up with all the stuff that I've been doing this week, including the conclusions of Rage 2 and Days Gone, my entire playthrough of Team Sonic Racing, and then all the other chill streaming stuff that I did. There's a lot of stuff to get caught up on over on DSPGaming on YouTube, okay? Then I'll be back on Friday with the return of Ask the King, my bi-monthly Q&A show where I answer your questions that you've been posting up over on my forums on thekingofhate.com. I have to reiterate, guys, please head over to the website and post up your questions. The more questions I get, the better the show is. When I last checked, I only had about 20 questions up there. I need more than that in order to make the show a good one. All right, it's supposed to be a 3-hour Q&A show. Now, of course, the day of the show, I do also take questions off of my Twitter. And if there's time, I usually do some Q&A with the stream chat. But I'd rather prefer to have the questions ahead of time on the forum so I could think about them and get some good answers for you. Okay? So, please prepare for that. That'll be on Friday. And then Friday night, MLB The Show 19 Chill streaming returns with me in the major leagues. Yes, I'm officially 100% now on the Mariners, Seattle Mariners. And we're going to see how this goes. You know, it's really cool seeing the bigger baseball stadiums. And, you know, it's actually much harder now that I'm in the major leagues to actually get hits and stuff. It's become way more difficult of a game, which is hilarious because people complained about it the entire time, that it was too easy. Now it's actually quite difficult, in my opinion. Okay? Then on Saturday, ladies and gents, it is time for the big retrospective marathon. All right? So this is going to be a fun event where for some 10 plus hours, all right, I'm going to be reacting to my own content from the last 11 years, all right? It could be game playthroughs, it could be vlogging, it could be game reviews, it could be series like DSP Tries It, or Ask the King, or Cooking with the King. It could be travel vlogs, it could just be random videos I made, you know, on a whim. It could be anything, all right? And I've done this event before, and every time I do it, it ends up being a smashing success. We get big attendance, people really enjoy it, all right? And they love to see not only my reactions to my own stuff, but then I do behind-the-scenes kind of commentary on, oh, this is what was going on during that time period and blah, blah, blah. People really seem to enjoy that, all right? I love it. I've done it 3 times before, and I had a blast every time I did it. However, once again, we need you guys to nominate stuff. You have to nominate the kind of stuff you want to see me watch back on Saturday. So again, please head over to the kingofhate.com forums in the general section. There is already a thread where people are nominating the moments they want to see. We've got a lot of gameplay moments that were nominated this time around, but I'd love to hear anything else you guys have suggestions for that you'd like to see in this special retrospective event. All right, that's coming up on Saturday. Now, being completely honest with all of you, I'm really hoping that this Saturday, not only do people come out, but they are generous with contributions. Reason being, things are not good financially for me now. And I know I'm going to have, a tough month to 2 months coming up. I'm hoping things will normalize back by the summer, but right now things are not good with me. And so I'm, really stretching to my limits here to try to make ends meet and make things keeping them afloat. So I'm hoping that on Saturday people will come out by and, reminiscing about the fun times and hopefully be a little bit generous. We'll see. Okay? All right. On Sunday, we return to gameplay. All right? So what are we doing on Sunday? It really depends, because if I didn't wrap up a Plague Tale yet, then maybe we'll do some Plague Tale to try to finish up the game on Sunday. If I've already beaten a Plague Tale, then maybe we'll do some Mortal Kombat 11. All right, we'll see. We have to play it by ear and see how things actually go. All right, let's see based on, how much we have left in a Plague Tale, etc. We'll see. And then on Sunday night, it'll be the return of Phoenix Wright. That's right. I'm doing another session of Phoenix Wright this coming Sunday night. Then that next week, which will be the very first week of June, I'm going to balance stuff. It depends, again, on how far we are with Plague Tale and everything, but I am planning on more than likely playing Layers of Fear 2. Okay, this is a game that released yesterday. It's a horror game, and it's a psychological thriller, and I'm interested in playing it. It seems like you guys are digging the kind of psychological thriller vibe. Plus, the thing is that with these games now, because I've changed up the way that I do streaming, the games that previously didn't work for streams or people complained were boring, I think we can actually make entertaining. Like, for example, I played Layers of Fear 1 during a Halloween marathon, but this was before I did interactive streaming, okay? And people complained, it doesn't seem too interesting, it seems kind of boring. If we play Layers of Fear 2, and, all right, it's a walking simulator or whatever, we could talk during it, we could interact, we could make it interesting, we could comment ourselves on the game and react to what we're seeing in the game, right? And then every once in a while when there's a jump scare or something psychological, we could have that reaction together, all right? So that's kind of what I'm kind of banking on, is that we're going to make it an entertaining playthrough, regardless of the fact of if the game's not super action-packed or not, okay? But I'm interested in playing it for sure. I'm missing out on having these horror games, these psychological thriller-style games. I love them. And right now with A Plague Tale, I'm having a lot of fun, and that's why I want to kind of do that same thing with Layers of Fear 2 next week, okay? So, that'll be next week. It'll be probably a balance between Mortal Kombat 11 and Layers of Fear 2. Maybe we'll mix in something else during the week. We'll see. We'll see how the week goes. But that's kind of what I'd like to do next week. We'll see. And then, of course, E3 is that next weekend when we're going to start covering the E3 press conferences and everything. So it's going to be a lot of fun coming up in June. We also have a lot of new releases coming up in June, about the second half of June. Okay? So there you go. That's what you can expect next week. Hope you guys are excited for that. Outside of all that, I'm just trying to think if there's anything else, business-wise on my end before we start talking about Death Stranding that I need to cover. I don't really think so. All right, let's talk about Death Stranding, guys. So, this morning, big, event streamed talking about Death Stranding, and Hideo Kojima, in his own words, basically says the game is about connections, that people have found a way to basically isolate themselves in life, and that Death Stranding is about rejoining those important connections, and people sacrificing everything to rejoin connections between humanity. That makes no sense, of course. Completely confusing. Is it an allegory for, real life, that he feels that people have become isolated and the only way they connect is through the internet? Is he actually saying that people need to reconnect in person? You know what I mean? What is this an allegory for something, or is this actually the plot of his game? No one knows. Then they proceeded to show some gameplay, and no one knew what the hell that was either. They basically showed Norman Reedus running around with guys in, hazmat suits trying to hit him with, flaming rods, and he was dodging, and then it showed him running around and riding a motorcycle across different climates. And it was pretty cool. It did show many different climates that the game's going to apparently have. If anything, the graphics look great. Okay? But basically, after, watching back what was made public, the big news is that this game is coming out November 8th. It's actually coming out this year. That's pretty sweet. And if you remember, people asked me yesterday, when do you think Death Stranding will come out? And I said it's either going to come out during the hardcore gaming season, or it's going to come out early next year. Those are my predictions. And I was dead on. It's coming out right in the middle of the hardcore gaming season, November 8th. Okay? So it's funny because even after all this, now the thing is, we're probably not going to get too much more in the realm of explanation of what this game's going to be. I really don't predict we're getting much more. I think what we've got now is what we're going to get. And it's funny because I'm reading people's reactions on social media. And everyone's basically like, this game, it's so intriguing. Because this is a case where it's a game we really still don't know what the hell it is. But somehow we're all incredibly hyped for it, only based on the name of the game creator. You know what I mean? Just because it's Kojima's baby, this is why we're so interested in it. If it wasn't Kojima making it, maybe we wouldn't give a shit about it, right? But because it's Hideo Kojima, everyone's going nuts. Admittedly, looking at the cast looks great. These are real actors who are doing the voice acting and mocap for the game. And, when you see those segments of these characters, they look really good, movie-esque quality. So that's obviously a good thing. But I think we're all going to be going into it on November 8th, basically saying we have no idea what the hell we're buying, My take is this, okay? After playing Metal Gear Solid 5, I told you guys during that playthrough, I said, I actually felt Metal Gear Solid 5 was a really, really outstanding game, to the point where I felt that if the game were actually allowed to be finished, which it wasn't, it was 100% released unfinished. There's no way, I don't think anyone who played it in its entirety would argue that that game was complete, because it's not. It has a big climax, and then it feels like, okay, now you're heading into the second half of the game or whatever. And then the second half of the game is completely bare bones with no story development or anything. And then the game just ends out of nowhere. And there's really no plot resolution or anything. It's just, you could tell they cut off Kojima mid-development and said, that's enough. Just release it as is. And he did. And the game's basically completely unfinished piece of donkey shit because of that. The times when you're playing it, and you can tell, okay, this part's finished. You're like, this is amazing. And then you get to the second half of the game, and you're like, this sucks. What the hell happened here? Why did they do this to the fucking game? So, if Metal Gear Solid 5 had been allowed to be completed, you know, and be a finished game, I actually felt it would have been one of the best games in gaming history. Like, it would have been groundbreakingly amazing. Amazing narrative, great gameplay, great graphics for the time. Like, everything was on high levels, right? But because Konami fucked over Kojima and his team, the game, in reality, ended up being unfinished and disappointing, okay? So, with Death Stranding, alright, this game at least is going to be completed. Like, Kojima has had his time to work on this game, and he's had creative control the whole time, right? And, we're hope for the best here, but I'm feeling positive that even if the game is incomprehensible, that it should still be pretty fun. But I certainly hope that at least once we play the game, we're going to get answers of what the fuck's going on in this game. Not that it's just never explained and you're just confused the entire time. You know what I mean? So, I am looking forward to it. I am. November 8th. I still have no idea what the hell the game is, but I'm looking forward to it. I seriously am. Okay? People are asking me to debunk the fact that you had beef with Kojima. I never had beef with Kojima. When I was playing his original Metal Gear Solid games, alright, this was at a time, you're talking, 7, 8 years ago, when I used to just make fun of everything I played. That was how I was. I was a content creator who didn't care. I wasn't taking it seriously as a job or anything. I certainly wasn't doing it in any mature capacity. So when I played games, I essentially just tore them a new asshole and made fun of them constantly. So when I played the Metal Gear franchise, I did exactly that. And I made fun of Kojima, and I made fun of the game, and I made fun of a million things, and I fucked around and didn't take it seriously at all. And I did this with every game, and no one ever had issue until I played Metal Gear Solid. Then all of a sudden, it was like, oh my god, you took the Citizen Kane of games, and you made fun of it, and that's not allowed. How dare you take this infallible franchise and make fun of it, And I just think that's really stupid that people took that seriously, because if you watch my content from back then, it was all like that. You know what I mean? It wasn't like I pinpointed Metal Gear Solid or Kojima at all. That's actually the complete opposite, is that I actually did the same thing with all the gameplay that I did. But sadly, I hate to say it, people got so defensive, so defensive with the way that I played those games, and with the commentary I did, insulting Kojima in a joking way and stuff, that it just created this whole hatred movement against me. The whole, first it was the Red Super Rye, whatever the fuck that is, and then it turned into the this is how you don't play movement. And, then it was becoming, well, since we made fun of Phil playing Metal Gear Solid and that went virally popular, we got to do it with every game he's ever done. And that's exactly what happened, is they would just make these stupid videos about every game that I ever did. Even though, again, that was kind of the gimmick that I used back then, was just make fun of every single fucking game, lampoon every game I play, and don't take it seriously. But somehow people turned that into, oh, Phil's a bad gamer, when in reality, that was the point. That was the fuck. It's like, if you made one of those videos, you didn't get the point of me as a content creator back in the fucking day, But anyway, obviously today things are very different. Very, very different from how it used to be back then. So anyway, coming up with Death Stranding, I am excited for it. Alright, I absolutely am. I have no beef with Hideo Kojima at all. In fact, like I said, after Metal Gear Solid 5, I kind of gained a newfound respect for him, because I was like, damn, this guy actually had a really great vision for this game, and for the parts that are finished, I'm like blown away how good it is. It sucks that the game's not done, So with Death Stranding, I'm pumped. I'm super excited. In fact, even though we don't know what the hell the game is, I would say, looking at the games that are actually slated to be released this year, maybe the most anticipated game for me this year. I'm not even exaggerating there either, because I'm looking, there's some good games coming up. Shenmue and Crash Team Racing and Marvel Ultimate Alliance 3 and the new Wolfenstein and Borderlands 3. But really, I think Death Stranding is the one that stands out. It's the game that we don't know much about. The game from a game developer we know we trust to put out a masterpiece. I think it's my most anticipated game so far this year. Okay? I think so. Alrighty then. Okay. Alright, so there you go. Death Stranding, November 8th. I'm pumped. I hope you guys are pumped. Alright? Okay. Now, folks, let's transition to the plugs segment. And then we'll do shout-outs. And then we'll get started with a Plague Tale continuing on here today. Okay? Alright, so. Ladies and gentlemen. Thank you very much for 11 years. 11 years I've been a content creator on the internet, sharing my gameplay experiences with you on a daily basis. I really enjoy it. I love doing this for a living. It's basically doing what I love as a hobby for a living, and it's really amazing. I love interacting with all you guys on a daily basis. It didn't used to be like this. I used to be a content creator for YouTube, where my videos were very much doing offline content and not really interacting with anybody. But then in 2017, the bottom fell out from YouTube. And the ad revenue plummeted, and it became completely unviable for me to make a living doing YouTube videos anymore. And I decided that I didn't want to give up on my dream, and I wanted to keep going, so I completely changed up my style and became an interactive streamer. And it's worked. In fact, if anything, I would say my content's become more entertaining, more interactive, more mature, and more fun in general in the last 2.5 years. But I had to change my whole business model up, and now I am completely reliant, all right, on you guys and your, crowdfunding and your contributions on streams to keep things afloat, all right? Without that, I just wouldn't be able to do this anymore. So being completely honest, thank you very much for everyone who does contribute during live streams, because it's a huge positive that I'm still able to do this, all right? Now, there are many ways that you can contribute. So you could, pick whatever one suits you best. You can check out my Patreon at patreon.com/darksidephil, where you earn perks for your monthly pledges. You have 2.5 days left to pledge to my Patreon for this month and get your pledges in early June, by the way. Or get your perks in early June, by the way. You can check out my Teespring merch shop, where I sell things like t-shirts primarily, but also things like mugs and stickers and hoodies, etc. Anything you buy from that shop, I get a commission, and of course you get a cool collectible. That helps me out. If you're here live on the stream and you want interactivity and a shout out for any contributions, you can get that by either cheering, subbing, or tipping during today's stream. All right, I'll give you a verbal shout out. Now keep in mind that the stream is my own, and I have to be very subjective about what I talk about on the streams. I'm not going to talk about politics or religion. I'm not going to talk about drama and insults from other content creators and bring up negative memes of other content creators and stuff like that. That's not what I'm all about. I'm just not. I want to have a chill, fun stream where we can all hang out and relax, and you guys can enjoy my honest reactions to games, and we're not constantly derailing it with drama and negativity and that kind of shit, okay? So, that being said, understand that I have zero obligation to actually do anything on my stream. Just because you cheer, sub, or tip, if you say something that I feel is inappropriate for the stream, I don't have to say it. But I am appreciative of all contributions, and I will do my absolute best to give shout-outs when they are appropriate, okay? I'll also say this. Contributions are greatly appreciated. They do keep these streams going. However, they are not mandatory. I am very happy for anyone who just comes by and hangs out with me on a daily basis on the streams. Just your attendance itself is, I'm grateful for, all right? But if you can go above and beyond and contribute, great. Thank you for that. As you guys can see, we have a Stream Stats leaderboard at the top of the screen where I keep track of things like total subs, top cheerer, and top tipper. And so it's just an extra way that you can get recognition if you end up being the top cheerer or top tipper of the day. And I'll put you up on that leaderboard and you'll get, some more credit. All right? If you take a look at the top of the stream chat, you may see the cheering leaderboard. This is a way to track cheers for the day. All right? And, as you can see, already, it's only Wednesday, but we've got quite a lot of people up there, which is awesome. Thanks to anyone who has cheered this week. And I'll actually read that out and give some credit in just a moment, okay? All right. So, ladies and gentlemen, to conclude here, being completely transparent and honest with all of you, right now, financially, things are awful for me. and it's because of many factors. One in particular, I'm not going to bring up. I'm just not going to, bother you with my personal problems behind the scenes. I don't think that's going to help anything. All right. But the bottom line is, I do need your support right now, and the best way that you can be supportive is by tipping me. By tipping me, those are funds I get immediately. Those are funds that I can use to pay bills. In fact, this is the God's honest truth. By the end of today, I'm hoping to raise enough funds to pay my health insurance for this month. I need, I'm short. And I'm like, damn, I hope by the end of today I have enough that I can pay it. That's kind of how it's been with me for the last month. Like, every day, there's a new bill that I'm trying to hopefully make enough money to pay. And it sucks. I don't like living like this, but, I'm in this situation. And hopefully within the next couple of months, like I said, things will adjust and get better. But I got to stay the course, and I got to be diligent, and I got to try to, hold it together here. So, if you want to help me out the most, please consider tipping me today. Tipping me, like I said, I'll be able to put those funds directly towards bills. All right, there's 2 ways that you could tip me. Number 1, if you look below the stream, there's a tips jar button you can click on. All right. Number 2, you can type !tip into the stream chat. All right. But either of those ways will take you to my PayPal tips page. A couple things about tipping me. Number 1, you don't need a PayPal account to actually tip me. You can just use a debit or credit card like anything else on the internet. All right. And number 2, you can do it anonymously. Some people are afraid of tipping because they're like, man, if I contribute, someone will find out and come after me on the internet. You can do it completely anonymously. You can just type anonymous, or you can make up a name, and no one's going to know it's you, including me. All right. So thanks to anyone who considers even contributing today. I appreciate it very much. And the tipping is the best way to help, so please consider it, okay? All right, let's now get to shout outs. And then we will begin with A Plague Tale. All right, let's click on this here. All right. So, overnight, we had a cheer from Golden Colts. I want to say thank you very much to Golden Colts for that overnight cheer. I appreciate that. To start off today, actually started off with a tip, which is actually rare that a tip would come in before anything else, but it did. And it was from Xbox One is Garbage. So let's get him up on the leaderboard to begin things here. And he said, Call of Duty gets revealed tomorrow at 12. So excited. Modern Call of Duty is the best kind. And yeah, the rumor is that it's going to be Call of Duty Modern Warfare, which makes no sense because there already is a Modern Warfare. Right? So all that being said, interesting. We'll see tomorrow, I guess, firsthand what exactly they're doing with the next Call of Duty and go from there. Call of Duty, I still play it, but sadly I hate the multiplayer, Call of Duty World War II, I liked the multiplayer, but the connections online were god-awful and abysmally bad. Call of Duty Black Ops 4, I just hate the multiplayer. It sucks. It's gimmicky. It's prone to just abusing the game systems like quick scoping and all kinds of garbage. The game stinks. So hopefully Call of Duty Modern Warfare, if that's what they're really calling it, will end up being much better. I guess we'll see our first taste of information starting tomorrow. Okay? Alright. Shout out to Insomniatic Meat, who has resubbed for 30 straight months. Damn, thank you so much for 30 months of straight support, Insomniatic Meat. That is amazing. Westside Rascal did a 150-bit cheer. He says, I had a lot of fun in yesterday's streams. I did too, Westside Rascal. For various reasons, I felt that the earlier stream of A Plague Tale, the game itself, the plot was very interesting. And not only playing the game, but reacting to it. Some of the stuff saying in the game, said in the game with you guys in stream chat. And then we had a couple raids that we reacted to. It was a pretty fun event. It was a pretty fun experience. And then at night, we had the interactive Black Ops 4 stream. And that was fun, just to talk with you guys for a couple hours. I didn't really care about the gameplay. Even though I made top 3, I didn't even care about the gameplay. It was just more about interacting with you guys. That was a lot of fun, too. So, yeah, pretty nice. I agree with you, and thank you for the cheer. Uzi has cheered. He says, the snakes, the rats, the frogs, the cats. Well, in reality, it was the snakes, the rats, the bats, the cats. That's a reference to my playthrough of Dracula on the Sega CD. That is a really old playthrough. I mean, holy crap, it was punch the bat, kick the rat. The rats, the bats, the snakes, the cats. Like, all the stupid, crazy-ass animals that were in that game. But he changed it to say the frogs. Which is fine, because the frogs is the current meme that's going on, so. Very nice. Thank you, Uzi, for the cheer. Have some cheese, rat. Have some cheese, rat. I remember that quote. I like that. Timmy, $5. And he says, remember when you predicted that Death Stranding was going to be about? Did the trailer fit those predictions? At this point, I don't know what the fuck the game's about. I remember last year at E3, based off the information that they gave us, I predicted what it was going to be about. I have no fucking clue if that's what it's about now. Really, just being honest, like, I don't even know if I want to speculate anymore. I'm serious. I don't even know if I want to speculate anymore. I think maybe now that we have a release date, we can all just kind of sit back and relax and wait for it to come out and then find out for ourselves rather than sit here speculating constantly. You know me, I'm not one of these guys that sits here and has to micro-analyze every trailer for every snippet of information to try to get information before something is out. I'm a very patient guy in that regard, and I'll just wait for the release. You know what I mean? There you go. All right. Hog Beetle cheered. He says, do you see yourself getting back into weightlifting and exercising? No. Because of my back injury, if I tried to do weightlifting, I could potentially re-injure the disc. I would never take that risk. Let me tell you, those few years there, I'd say it was probably about 5-6 years, where my back was so fucked up and I was in constant pain that I would never even chance going back there. You know, doing some minor exercises here or there, that's definitely possible. Weightlifting, I would never do that again. I can't risk it. Okay? Quinton Reviews tipped me $1. He says, any thoughts on Mumkey Jones pulling a pro Jared and cheating on his wife with a pedophile furry who was a detractor of yours? Another one bites the dust. DSP forever. I don't really know much or anything about him. In fact, someone told me about this yesterday on Twitter. I was like, why are you sending me this? I don't know who this is. And he's like, oh, this was a guy who he came on your stream and he trolled you and you banned him. So I actually looked this up. And at one point, I guess there was a few streamers who were coming in here and who were like just kind of being silly. And then every once in a while they would troll. So this guy had come in and said, oh, for the next 10 minutes, I'm going to match all contributions to DSP. And a bunch of people contributed, and then, of course, he lied. He didn't do shit. And then he continued he was trolling further later on in the day, and he ended up getting banned for it because he was basically just being an asshole. And that's all I know about him. Like, literally, I know nothing about what kind of content he puts out on the internet. I know nothing about his personal life or whatever. And honestly, I don't give a fuck. The guy just basically came to a stream, trolled, and then got banned, and that was the end of it. So apparently it's come out that he's another one of these guys who's basically a piece of shit in real life. And cheats on his significant other, and, you know, he does all kinds of fucked up shit behind the scenes. And it's like, you know, all I have to say is, as they say, another one bites the dust, right? Like, we knew, if anything, what we're seeing here is a pattern that's formulating, that people who became internet famous then lost their minds and thought that they were hot shit and went off to do a bunch of immoral shit. And it's just following a pattern. And I told you, I said, like, Pro Jared is just the tip of the iceberg. I predict we're going to see more and more and more of this happen. And continue on. I'm serious. I'm not even exaggerating. Like, I get the feeling you're going to have big, high-profile people, too. I don't know who the fuck this guy was. But I almost guarantee you we're going to see this continue. Because people get power and they don't use it responsibly. That's the bottom line. They get this power. Oh my God, I have some notoriety on the internet now. Allow me to use this power completely irresponsibly for personal gain, no matter who else I hurt. And I think that's horrible. I do. And me, in my years that I had that kind of power, I can tell you right now, I didn't misuse it at all. I was always responsible with what I did. I made sure that, it wasn't like there was no cheating involved, nothing. Like, I never did anything like that. I never would. That's not the kind of person I am. I'm completely anti that kind of behavior. And in this day and age, I don't have any power anyway. I'm married. What can you do? Plus, I'm happily married. And, I hate to say it, these people rush into things too. If you're getting married, but then you're having all these temptations outside of it, there's something wrong there. You're not supposed to get married until you feel that's it. This is the epitome of what I want with my life. Not, oh, now there's all these other things I want too. Then you did it wrong. You know what I mean? I'm very happy right now. I am. Being very honest, I'm very happy. So, I don't know who this guy was. I really don't give a shit. But yeah, that's just another one bites the dust. And I'm not going to go on to say anything about the guy because I don't know anything about him. I don't know a single thing about the guy besides he came on one stream and trolled me and then got banned. So, no reason for me to go crazy on social media and shit about this. I don't really care. All right. Okay. Yeah. Oh my God. How the hell do you say this name? Yaukb. Yaukb. Yaukb has subscribed to the channel, and I apologize if I butchered your name. I have no idea how to pronounce that. That name itself was a trap. Okay then. Inagata Babita, tip me $1. This is what kind of a game would you make, Phil? Well, I've already talked about this over the years. I would like a big mashup game. And what I mean by that is, you know how you do Smash Brothers, mashup of all these franchises? That's great. But how about a FPS mashup game where we take all the quintessential characters from first-person shooters and we put them into one? You know, the Doom Marine, the Master Chief, Duke Nukem, Soap McTavish. You know what I mean? Like, take all these notable main characters from first-person shooters over the years, and then have a first-person shooter where they're all included, and depending on what character you select, it plays differently. You know what I mean? Like, there's different ways to play through the game. The campaign changes, and there's different story-based missions based on who you're playing as at the time. Just this crazy-ass mishmash universe of first-person shooter could be pretty interesting. That was always my idea. Now, I would actually go further and say, instead of that, do an RPG where you take quintessential characters from all different game franchises, right? And just throw them into a crazy-ass RPG where it's turn-based combat and they all use their trademark moves. You know what I mean? In this big team-up event to try to save the universe or something. That would be pretty cool, I think. The problem is it would never happen. Just the licensing fees alone to get the rights to all those characters would be insane. You know what I mean? And a lot of these companies are like, oh, you know, I definitely want my character to be treated in the highest regard and not to break kayfabe with what we say this character should say or do. You know what I mean? And so they protect their IPs, their intellectual property, so strongly that to actually allow them to be in a crossover mashup game like that actually has plot, they might not like it. Like Smash Brothers, it's just a bunch of these characters just, you know, hitting each other. Who cares? But to actually do a game with a plot, with voice acting, you know what I mean? Like, that's different. So, you know, I'm not sure it would ever happen. But that's what I'm thinking. I think that would be good. I think that would be a pretty good crossover games. Oh, let's see here. Hog Beetle Cheered, he says, would you consider letting your biggest patron live in your Connecticut condo? No. Pizza Knickers, I should emphasize this is a character from Rage 2, before someone tries to say that I said something that I didn't say. Tipped me $1 and said, why do you fear the skeletons? It's a running meme. It's actually a meme that's died out a lot recently because there really haven't been many skeleton enemies in games recently. But for a while there, when I was playing Dragon Age 1, and then I was playing, like, Dark Souls, like, there was a run where, like, for a good straight 6 months, almost every game I played had fucking skeletons as enemies. It was just like, what the fuck? Every game had skeletons. In particular, I remember Dragon Age Origins had, like, dungeons full of, like, dozens of skeletons who would mob you and just stomp you in the fucking paste. And so it became a running meme at that time, you know, that was like, I hate skeletons. And then, because I had that meme, okay, when Mortal Kombat 10 came out, there was a character, Quan Chi, and it became an internet meme, look at my skeletons, bitch, when he would just use skeletons in his combat. So that became another meme relating to skeletons. So there you go. There's the explanation of two things of skeletons. But in reality, it's just a joke, okay? Eternal Napalm did a 100-bit cheer. He says, I'm very excited for Death Stranding, not because of some Rockstar game dev, but because Death Stranding is hardcore Lovecraft and pure sci-fi. The atmosphere in PT was very scary. If that gets replicated in this Lovecraftian setting, then it will be awesome. Well, yeah, if anything, what we're seeing in these trailers are these invisible tentacles that are coming out and, like, impaling people, right? And I don't know what it's supposed to be. Is it an invisible enemy, an invisible creature, an alien, a monster that's killing people? Is it something else? You know, is it ephemeral? I don't know. There's no explanation. This is why no one knows what the hell this game is yet. But I agree with you. It's at the least, they've really done a great job with this game of keeping it interesting and keeping you wondering what the hell it is. And that creates hype. Not knowing what a game from a AAA, game developer is. It creates hype. And I think that's going to hype the game up even more coming up in November. Bambino has resubbed for 20 straight months. He says, Kojima has lost his fucking mind. That trailer was so awesome and weird that I think Death Stranding will be your best playthrough ever. Hashtag DSP positive. Yeah, I'm not even exaggerating. And I certainly hope the game is good and it lives up to hype. Because, boy, are they building hype for this game. But I'm anticipating Death Stranding more than anything else in 2019 now. Seriously. And that's hard. That's hard to build up hype for me. You know what I mean? But they've done a good job, so. Insomniatic Meat did a 100-bit cheer. And he said, sup, fam? What is up, Insomniatic Meat? Good day, sir. Hope you're doing well and you're ready for some fun gameplay today. Should be good, right? Okay. Infinite55 did a 1,500-bit cheer. Thank you, Infinite, for the obviously largest cheer so far of today. I appreciate that. Actually, we'll do 1.5K instead of typing out the whole 1,500. There you go. Thank you for that, sir. Appreciate the contribution. Thank you, thank you. And Fred Flintstone did a 50-bit cheer and said, fear the DSP curse. I guess, is that what they're going to call it now, the DSP curse? As all the other content creators fall around me? All the other content creators fall around me. But I remain. Alright, so anyway. Yes, okay, what I would like to do now is give a shout out to the top cheerers of the week who are on the cheering leaderboard. Alright, let's do that. So thank you to the following top cheerers. We start off with Timbo Slice, who's currently in 10th place. Insomniatic Meat, who is in 9th place. Super Flash 82, who's in 8th. Bad Bunny, who's in 7th place. Big Boy Abides in 6th. Mr. Papavera in 5th. Code Castile in 4th. Vote Democrat in 3rd place. Infinite 55 in 2nd after that large cheer. And Westside Rascal currently in 1st place for the week. Now keep in mind, the week is young. We've got until Sunday to have these leaderboards updated. There we go. Had to make a noisy fan on my computer stop being noisy. As this computer gets older, things get loose, and one of the fans on the side of my PC tends to start to wobble and make a lot of friggin' noise. So every once in a while, I gotta go over there and just like push it to make it reset itself and then stop. So, all right, but anyway, yeah. So thank you guys very much. I appreciate it. All of your contributions. One final thing, just a reminder. Please consider tipping me. Tipping me helps me more than anything else right now. It really does. I really need that support because, you know, just making ends meet has been challenging. And so your tips are actually helping me out tremendously. And thank you to anyone who has tipped and is considering tipping, today. Like I said, it helps, okay? Wow, oh, never mind. We're not done yet. Hank actually just tipped me $14. Just hoping for another great stream. Thank you, Hank. Yeah, I'm looking forward to this one. I hope that this is just as good as yesterday's, Plague Tale stream, if not better. Now that the story is picking up, hopefully we'll start to have more cool, spooky developments. And, it should be pretty good. So we're up to $23 in tips right now. And Timbo Slice, what's up, man? He just cheered. He said, what do you think of the big game announcements? I don't really think we have enough information yet. Like Death Stranding, I'm excited for. But Call of Duty will have more information tomorrow, which I won't have because I'm off tomorrow. So I'm not even going to know what the hell they announced about Call of Duty. I'll be relying on you guys to tell me about it, probably when I come back on Friday. And then, we're going to get more information about this Marvel Avengers game, supposedly E3. I wonder if it's coming out this year. I wonder if Marvel Avengers will come out in the fall. That would be a big blockbuster for the hardcore gaming season, I bet. So, okay. All right. So thank you again, guys, everyone. Thank you for your contributions. Let's go ahead and let's get ready. Let's do this. A Plague Tale: Innocence continuing on. I'm excited. I hope you guys are excited too. Very nice.